Alright, so this is my chosen topic presentation. The topic that is important to me, which relates to environment and sustainable issues, is deforestation. For the purpose of this presentation, I will be focusing on deforestation and its ties within the art world. First, I'd like to discuss briefly why I chose deforestation for my topic. I was born in a small town of Buffalo, Wyoming that sits at the base of the Bighorn Mountains, as you can see here in the image below. I've lived here for the entirety of my life, spending my summers up in the mountains hiking, camping, and exploring. My winters were spent sledding and snowboarding in the Bighorns as well. Nature and the environment have been a huge part of my life growing up, and it's very important to me that these spaces are protected and taken care of. Deforestation is a huge problem for our environments all around the world, and it's my belief that this issue needs more addressing, which is why I chose to focus on it for the topic of this presentation. So, how does deforestation affect the environment, and why is it an important issue? First off, deforestation occurs when forested areas are cleared for timber, mining, urbanization, and to create space for cropland and pastures. It's estimated that roughly 27 soccer fields worth of Earth's forests are destroyed every minute, or the equivalent of 18.7 million acres annually. The impact this creates on the environment is extremely negative. Deforestation causes a list of problems, including increased soil erosion, loss of biodiversity, extinction, species displacement, increased amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, increased atmospheric warming, desertification, flooding, and much more. In the following presentation, I will be analyzing an artist and their activism artwork. I will discuss how this artist's approach is effective in raising awareness to deforestation, as well as highlighting the issues of deforestation creates, and our current environmental situation. The artist I will be analyzing is PEJAC. Sylvester Santiago, who works under the pseudonym PEJAC, is a Barcelona-based artist who does both studio and street art. PEJAC touches on sensitive social and environmental issues in a smart and poetic manner. This quote is taken directly from the artist's website and reads, "When talking about PEJAC, the key terms are message and adaptation. No matter if he works on paper, canvas, or in public, he has tremendous ability to adapt his work in order to pass a clear and powerful message. Whether drawing a map of the world draining into a sewer, or painting a chilling take on an iconic photo of a Buddhist monk burning himself, his art is provocative and critical, capable of stopping the observer in his tracks. In order to achieve this effect, he is using different visual languages, reaching for unconventional tools, or finding alternative ways to present the finished work." The work I have selected to analyze is PEJAC's line, which has been both a studio work, as seen here in this pencil and paper drawing, as well as a public wall piece, as seen here in this image, which was recreated 2 years later in acrylic on a wall in Valencia, Spain by the artist himself. Although there's a vast change in scale between the two editions, each creates the exact same powerful message. PEJAC's line addresses the issues of deforestation in a variety of both physical and metaphorical ways. The subtle line, which runs horizontally through the piece, is created by the tedious intersection of nearly cut down trees. Each tree appears to be holding on by a sliver, as if the slightest bit of movement could cause the whole forest to come crashing down. This powerful imagery is indicative of how close we are to passing a point of no return in the destruction of our forests. The drawing reminds viewers of how much little strength our forests have left before they are completely eradicated. The soft fading of trees into the background signals the slow disappearance of Earth's forestry, and how very quickly the woods we have come to know, love, and depend upon could so easily become a thing of the past. The piece is starkly monochromatic, addressing the seriousness of the issue. As the work's title suggests, there is a physical line between what's acceptable in using natural resources and how very quickly that line can be crossed. The powerful message PEJAC creates with his imagery has inspired me to make work of my own in response to line. On the left is a direct study I did of PEJAC's line, and on the right is a reactionary work I created titled Irony. Both are charcoal works on paper. Along with his piece titled Line, PEJAC created a number of artworks in relation to deforestation. One of these works is Human Hand, which is an acrylic painting that was created with a modified brush constructed of a toy truck tire and a paint roller. The piece not only highlights the devastation of deforestation, but also brings attention to issues created by logging equipment and the impact man-made machines inflict upon the land. Self-contained and human-made are also done by PEJAC and discuss the issues of deforestation. Self-contained is a graphite drawing on a wooden box, and human-made is similar to the piece on the previous slide, Human Hand, as it was created with the same modified truck tire brush tool. Human Nature, another large-scale wall piece constructed by PEJAC. Human Nature is another large-scale wall piece constructed by PEJAC in Salamanca, Spain, which explores the irony and how mankind partakes in the destruction of the very resources we rely upon. As depicted in the image, complete demolition of our forests will ultimately lead to an untimely death. Sometimes the most powerful message of PEJAC's work is conveyed through his titles, such as in Termites and Fossil. Termites, a street art piece which utilizes the shadow of a tree and a small human perched along a branch with an axe held at the ready, alludes to how humans are the termites of our world, as we destroy, eradicate, and digest the Earth's forests in our logging practices. Fossil, on the other hand, provides a glimpse into the past, and the very likelihood that a tree or forested area was cleared to create space for the very building that now stands in its place. PEJAC explores a variety of other environmental issues with his work as well, such as drought and desertification with Geographic Lesson, as seen on the left, and waste and litter pollution with Le Bateau Ivory on the right. PEJAC also explores animal rights issues when he addresses whaling in Ahab, which is a bronze sculpture, and seal clubbing in Wound, seen on the right, as an oil-on-canvas painting. PEJAC brings attention to issues of factories and air pollution with his charcoal work on the left titled A Forest. If you look closely into the smoke, you can actually see the outlines of trees. And he also addresses problems with urbanization, as seen on the right in Chombleo 3. PEJAC's diptych Yin, seen on the left, and Yang, on the right, bring a staggering realization to the melting Arctic ice and how very little time we have left to address this issue. So why does art play an important role in informing people about social, political, economic, and environmental issues? Artists serve an important role to society as their work communicates through visual languages and can be widely understood by individuals of all regions. PEJAC, along with many other artists, do an excellent job about bringing attention to the issues that are often overlooked and brushed under the rug by society. As artists, it's important to understand that our work holds a certain level of power, and what we choose to do with that power can make all the difference. As Dr. Seuss's The Lorax once said, "Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not." So this is my bibliography for the research that I did. And here are the links of all the images I used. All of PEJAC's work were taken from his artist website. And that concludes my presentation.